Life often throws us into battles we never signed up for. Battles that come unannounced, unchosen, and certainly unanticipated. These times test your limits. Will this pain make you or break you? Life is not always easy. In fact, some of you today are going through the toughest season of your life. There will be seasons where we suffer, and there will be seasons of real pain. You'll want to fall apart, to lay down and die at times. The question is, how will you respond in those moments? This choice will determine the rest of your life. You may not see any way out of this misery, but if you can hold on to hope that this thing you're facing will pass, you can find a way through it. It might not look like it right now, but you can get through it. You might not have the solution figured out yet, but you can get through it. You might not see any light at the end of the tunnel at this moment, but you can get through it. You're tougher than you think you are. You can endure more than you believe you can. Think about all the hell you've been through already, and every single problem you've faced. You made it through. You made it to this moment right now, and whatever's in front of you won't destroy you. It may hurt, it may be painful, it may test you harder than anything else has, but you have what it takes to make it through. When you're going through all that hell, remind yourself that it's worth it. It's worth fighting, it's worth believing, it's worth pumping yourself up and talking to yourself positively. It is worth the effort because when you get to the other side, there will be so much more for you. There will be a greater version of yourself that you didn't even know existed because you went through that. The person you become in this process of fighting for your life, for your family, for your loved ones, for your dreams is greater than you could imagine. These tragedies and trials build you up. Every time you face rejection or encounter pain and keep fighting forward, you become stronger. It's not about what's happening around you, it's about what's happening inside of you. Just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you have to be afraid. Just because you feel discouraged doesn't mean you have to be discouraged. Just because you have fear doesn't mean fear has to have you. The words you speak are stories you're putting into the universe. I'm not going to make it. I quit. This is too hard. The business is never coming back. We've lost too many people. I've made too many mistakes. I'm a failure. Nobody can help me. I've done too many bad things. If you continue to declare these things, don't be surprised when they become true in your life. You have to ensure that whenever you feel those negative instincts, you catch yourself thinking that and replace it with a positive thought. Start fighting back against your mind. No, I can make it. No, I'm not done yet. I can handle this. I can do this. And in the end, I'm going to win. The greats of the world get to it and then go through it. They don't stop at difficulties. The harder it is, the better because the payoff will be just that much sweeter. The battles you face are indicators of the blessings that await you. If you're facing opposition, it means you're building something worthwhile. People do not challenge those who are not creating progress. You're tired. Your mind is urging you to quit, but you cannot. You've come too far, invested too much to give up now. Don't let the pain break you. Let it redefine you. Your pain is not permanent. Whatever you're dealing with now will not be a problem forever as long as you keep moving and making progress. You are better than your problems. They're not tougher than you. You can get through them. If you lose your job, go through a divorce, come back from addiction, or face failure and disappointment repeatedly, know within yourself that you are a winner. You were born to win. It is your right to win, to have your dream. You don't get these ideas unless you also have the capacity to make them happen. Remember, this is not the first time you've cried, been short of breath, didn't see a way clear, were hurt, heartbroken, or lacked money. This is not the first diagnosis that blindsided you. Declare to yourself and the world, I'm going to live to tell the story. This too shall pass, and I will remain. I'm not going to quit. Every one of my burdens has a blessing inside of it. Just keep coming back, no matter what happens, no matter how dark it gets, no matter what you lose along the way. Just keep showing up. If you have nothing left to give, just show back up. Half of life is just showing up. I'm telling you right now, don't give up. I'm telling you right now, don't give in. Get through it. If you can get through it, if you can work through your pain, I guarantee you on the other side is a reward. You've been disappointed over and over and over again, and every time you try, you come up short. Sickness is cyclical, it comes and goes. You're well for a while, and then it's the same thing all over again. But this time, it's worse because now you're not only back where you started, but have less hope that things will ever be different. You cycle through it one more time realizing, well, I guess I'm just a cynical person, or I guess I'm just a negative person. Sickness becomes normal, and it starts to be easier to accept the condition than to challenge it. Challenging the condition means risking disappointment, and some of us have tried, got blocked, tried again, and got blocked again. People see you and assume you don't care. No, you cared. You cared so much, but they didn't care back. You tried so hard and still got overlooked. Don't you know it's hard when your expectation has been damaged by disappointment? It's a slow damage, a slow tearing of the muscle fibers. It's a slow deterioration of your hope by disappointment. It's not one event, it's over and over. You tried, smiled, stayed, disciplined, showed up, and didn't care. And finally, you got to a place where you were tired of trying. Life is rough, ladies and gentlemen. Things are going to happen to you, but you can change how you respond to it. You can become upset, nervous, tense, weak, or you can say, it's okay. Don't go through life feeling powerless. Victims are powerless, but you are powerful. You direct the power in your life. Whatever your life is right now is a duplication of your consciousness. It's the result of how you've decided to use your power. That's not who you are. That's just a perverted use of your power that you aren't satisfied with. You have the power to change that. It really doesn't matter what has happened to you. The only thing that matters is what you're going to do about it. That's all that matters. No matter what you do to me, how cold and callous you are, how insensitive or cruel, you're not going to change me. It's the obstacles, hardships, and mountains we climb that make life worth living. The mountain is not supposed to stop you. Your mountain has the materials for your miracle. Conditions are not always in your control. You don't always get to decide what kind of skies you face. Some things are outside your control, but your courage is within your control. Take that leap of faith, trust yourself, and know within yourself that everything will be all right. There's something to be learned from what you went through that made you who you are. There's a purpose for it. You're not a hostage. You have to decide that every experience is your education and discover the opportunity for you to grow and get better. I've already made up my mind that I know I will fall down, stumble, but I already see myself getting back up. Therefore, I'm never down. I'm either up or getting back up. I will learn from this. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. It's sweet to you, it's good to you. When it's hard and there's a struggle, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. The kind of person you become, the character you build, the courage you develop, and the faith you manifest are far more important. It's something you get up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror, and see a different kind of person. You walk with a different spirit. People know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.